you're listening. Copy now. Awesome. Keep it up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back once more. It's F2. It's myself, Ocean Chief, and Tipsy Bob in the commentator booth. Hello, Tipsy.
Yes. Hello, Chief. I'm really looking forward to this one. We've been through a couple of these races already, and they have been eventful, to say the least. But now is the spell of Spa, Chief, and it is a favourite among many of us. I'm sure you're just as excited as I am.
I love this track so much. I don't know about F2 cars now, but we'll find out how these guys. I've been looking forward to this one all week as well. Highlight of my week. It tells you how sad my week is, but we've had some really good races so far in F2, and we have a bunch of new drivers in today. I think a lot of reserves, but the one I'm looking at right now is rising to the top, and I kind of expected this. It's Andreas Loff.
Well, just as soon as you said that, I just got an onboard action there. Skin Tony losing it at I can't remember the name, but he lost it, and that's his qualifying over. But one thing to point out, I think it's a major thing to point out today, Chief, is that the main runners for this title has been Mac and Justin is not here today. So this is a great opportunity for Mac to maximize his points, although he is starting last.
Yeah, him and Duran both starting that activating the last to first challenge. But Andreas Loff currently P2, so I expect great things from this guy. I think this guy is a contender for race wins, and if he takes a seat, possibly a championship. But he's got his work cut out. He's missed out on a few races, but he's currently coming through the bus stop chicane. Looks like he might lose out on pole here to R Gamer, who is R Gamer crossed the line first with 55.068. And Andreas Loff close in there behind. Futuristic P3 and Joel P4. So some good results there for those guys.
Well, it's interesting that whenever we see the times here, Chief, you're going to see that they weren't like super close. There was a reasonably decent gap between them, like what, 2/10, almost 3/10. Well, I don't know, 2/10 between Loft and our Gamer. It's not huge, but it is still relevant. And then, of course, a big drop from second to third. But one to watch, Chief, of course, and we'll be keeping an eye on him, is the Super Mac himself at the back of the grid. And I also think that some of these drivers are going to need to be, they'll hopefully need to be on their best behavior, some of the full-time seats guys, because there has been some questionable driving as of late, and I think it's getting to the point now where these penalty points in the league will start racking up. So eyes will be on many of you guys today. Yep,
be warned if you're listening. You shouldn't be listening as well, because you should be preparing for the race. With the sprint race first, and you saw the qualifying results, which will affect the feature race mainly. Although our Gamer will get pole position for this one, I believe, if I've finally figured out this qualifying sprint race feature format.
I don't know, man. I keep forgetting. That's just what happens to us when you get to this age. It's like you don't retain short-term knowledge. It's just like, all right, that's what happens. Okay, and then you forget it until you need it, which is next week.
Yeah, the fact that we're actually live on air right now, it says a lot. You know, we've
really prepared for this one.
Yeah, that is in itself a mission for us to organize that. But we're about to get on the way, Bob. No formation lap, so let's go.
No formation lap is correct. I don't have any telemetry or nothing on screen, so this is going to be done a bit blind. But the lights are off, and off we go. Who's that in P2? CM Punk gets a massive launch off the line, or maybe that's just Monaco Mad. Gets a bad start. Now, normally, first corner is actually okay in Spa. It's every corner after that is whenever it starts to, the poo hits the fan, as they say. As we're heading up to Eau Rouge, keep an eye on Dice. Dice is he's not, that's somebody else behind Dice, actually, is quite close now. Usually it's here in Eau Rouge where you see the action. And there it is, our Gamer gets taken out.
Oh, no.
Our Gamer, massive crash as well. Who's that? That's Joel is also out. Right on cue, as I said it, it's Eau Rouge in Spa lap 1 is where the death happens, and already we've got penalties left, right, and center. We've lost Joel, and our gamer chief has got big damage. Full course safety car.
Yeah, so I think I missed most of that. I saw some of it happen in the back of the screen. What exactly happened there? Did you see, Bob?
Excuse me as I clear my throat. Looked like to me that there was potentially a side-by-side three-way going up through Eau Rouge, and I think our gamer was on the he was on the right-hand side. He was nice and tight to the curb, and I think, I can't remember who it was. It was a blue car. It was one of the blue guys. I don't know who it was, but their rear right hit our gamer's front left, and that just sent him straight to the wall. After that, now I don't know what happened. I don't know how Joel had his incident, but it was pretty major. In fact, is the safety car in?
It's virtual safety car, and it's over, and we were underway. But Dice, what happened there? Dice went sideways, and then someone crashed into him. I think it was Samim. So Samim is falling down the order to P14. And probably, a lot of front wing damage on the car. So I think there is a bunch of guys out there with front wing damage. This early in the race is not good, but it is a sprint race, so we'll get a second chance in the feature. But for now, we're underway racing again, and CM Punk is leading this race by quite a margin. Jojo is behind, and V Papa is P3 with a time penalty as he gets past.
Who's that? Loft goes up, tries to go up the inside of Meepo. I don't know if that's Loft, but then Loft struggling on the traction, and Meepo nearly got caught out there, but he manages to hang on, and Loft and Mac are going side by side. Mac will definitely want to get this move done. Loft will not make it easy. Loft's going to make him go out the long way, and he may get this. Oh, this is going to be tasty, Chief, if you can keep on board with Mac and Loft. They're going to go side by side.
Oh dear.
But they have a roadblock in front, and it's Larson in front. Oh, and Loft backs out. Mac shows the big balls that he's got in that tier 1 pace, and he hangs it around the outside and gets Loft. Mac will now be hunting down Larson, Chief.
Yep, Mac making short work of Loft there. I thought Loft might have put up a better defense, but I guess he's getting up to speed with his car. He's usually in an F1 car. Futuristic as well. I think he just got past Larson up ahead, up the road. There is a bunch of guys. I believe this is called a gaggle, Bob. Bob, you can confirm, yeah?
Yeah, a gaggle, a load of geese, isn't it? A gaggle of geese. Look at this. Mac going to try to go up the inside, or the outside of Larson. Also, quickly, Chief, I want to mention before we lose the action, because there's a lot of action happening on track. People are mentioning the resolution is a bit funky on the stream. But anyway, Mac, Larson not fighting this. We've got two cars off the corner at, is it Puon they call it? Meepo rejoins. Oh, and there Mac nearly runs into the back of Meepo. He gets the one that brakes nicely and avoids that. Mac using a bit of curb. He needs to be curvy. He doesn't get stuck drowned on that. And Loft coming up the inside of Mac. He's now on the outside. Mac may just take his full line. Nope, Mac's fine. Oh, we got a car off. Who's that? That's Padim Mitru. Oh, I cannot pronounce that name. Forgive me. He is off. But Mac and Larson and Loft are fighting here. And then Dragon, also known as Jurian, also known as Dragon, is watching watching brief. We've got a yellow in sector 2, Chief. I can't get a chance of brief. This is all the kind of stuff that we said we didn't want to see. I did say that we will be watching carefully, Chief. But there's one person that will be enjoying this, and that will be my lovely wife, Kitsune, watching right now.
Yeah, plenty of usage for Kitsune, especially Eau Rouge. And we're about to head through Eau Rouge again. CM Punk is leading the way, but what's happening back there?
Mac!
Oh no!
Mike, oh my God! What the hell's going on here, lads? There's just carnage all over the place.
Oh yeah,
what's going on here? So we've got our gamer going up side by side with Dragon backside. Our gamer hangs on. I don't know. Something happened with Mac. I think Mac lost a wing, or was it Meepo lost a bit of front wing there?
Oh my word! I was looking at Dice and Loft. Dice and Loft were in the wall after turn 1, but our gamer is getting past Larson here, so. Yeah, our gamer is in damage limitation mode. He's got front wing damage as well. He managed to get past Larson. Oh, and Larson, is he? Oh, it's Larson in the wall, yep. I just saw that in the background. So a lot of guys struggling here in the early phase of this sprint race.
Yeah, man, it's like, I don't know what's happening here with these guys. It's. I will also want to shout out or make a comment, Chief. This is one of the reasons why I didn't sign up for this. I love Formula 2, as you know, but I got really disenfranchised with the amount of incidents that happens in Formula 2 cars. It's just, I think people are trying to treat it like just a bit of crack, which it is a bit of fun, but at the same time, you want have a good bit of racing. Anyway, Dragon is up in the back of our gamer. Our gamer does indeed, I believe, have front wing damage, I think, doesn't he? Yeah, he's got front left wing. I can't see get a good angle here. I think he's got a front left. Oh yeah, he's really running really wide. Yeah,
Yep,
definitely
and he's
front
about
left.
to get overtaken here. It's Jurian Prinz, who we've seen this many times from him. He starts from the back, and he just knows what to do. He's got plenty of experience. He tends to do that, starting from the back, makes his way through the field, and finishes pretty high up in the order. Up to P7 for now.
Mac and Meeple are marching up the ranks here. Meeple was lucky to survive that little incident near the final couple of corners there with Loft, but he hang on and he's into. Oh, excuse me, a little hiccup. He's up to P4, and of course his teammate Mac is following closely behind. He just has Futuristic to get past. Yes, Chief?
Yeah, our gamer back past Jurian, but Jurian now heading right down to Rouge, right behind our gamer, and you gotta imagine our Jurian is going to get this DRS and Slipstream effect, and we're going to see a big move. And there is some moves up ahead as well. Zupson gets past Jojo, and I think McKenna got past Futuristic.
Did.
So yeah, Jurian does indeed get past, but our gamer is not making it easy, considering he has a front wing damage. This is a pretty valiant effort from him, but you gotta imagine you have to back out of the fight at some point and concede the position.
It's looking pretty tasty for CM Punk up front. He got a fantastic launch off the line, Chief, and then yeah, he's made it work for him, except for himself, and he's got he got a yellow sector 3. And he's got a nice 2-second gap there on Zupson.
Yeah, and those guys are fighting behind. They're actually teammates, Zupson and Jojo, so they are fighting, which, as I say that, Jojo gets past Zupson, so we'll go up front and have a look at that. Skin Tony is out. I think that's Sector 2. It's a full course yellow. It's a safety car, Bob.
Oh my god.
So this is a lap 4 safety car, yeah.
With 5 laps to go, not even. You may say like 4.5 laps.
What do you do? Would you pit? I don't think. I don't think pitting's good.
Depends where you are. Depends where you are. I would just stay out, because you think about it, like 9, 8, 7, 6. He'll come out. He'll come back in lap 6 roughly. The safety car, which really, if you've got a fresh set of tires on, you've got 2 laps to make up.
Yeah. I think the only person who would make sense for is the guys at the back, but I mean, look at Samim. He's running 33 seconds behind, so he yeah, I don't know. He might actually.
Well, the problem with Sam, Chief, is that if he pits, he actually might not make it round in time to catch the back of the safety car, because the safety car, he's not going to stay out long.
Our gamer, though, this does suit our gamer. He's able to pit, get a new front wing, and he probably will come out in a decent position, not far away from the points. Mr. Papa, V Papa, has got a drive-through penalty. He's in the pits. I don't know if he's trying to serve that, but he will not be able to do so under these full course yellows. So he will have to pit once the safety car goes in. But for now, he puts on a fresh set of tires, and it looks like he will come out around P13.
Yeah, I mean, this is well, it's certainly exciting for people that like a bit of carnage, Chief, for the feature race, because this sprint race has been hectic.
Yeah, and just while that's happening, Bob, I'm just going to black screen a wee second. I want to see if I can fix this resolution on the stream. So you're going to have to do your radio voice for now.
The radio. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SLR. Anyway. Yeah, the guys you're not missing much people at the moment while Chief's fixing this resolution. They're just all following behind nicely under the safety car. This is SLR Radio, only on YouTube. Yes, there we go. So Loft has a 3-second penalty currently in P8. Dice has been in the battleground today, and he has got 13 seconds of penalties. Our gamer has got a 3-second, and then, as you said, Mr. Papa has got a drive-through, which indeed he will not be able to serve under safety car. I would say the safety car is going to come in probably. Did you like the way I said that, Chief? I mean, probably. He will probably come in. If not this lap, then definitely the next one. Cool. And then it's full pedal to the metal for these guys. And judging how high up Meeple and Mac are, it'll be hard to discount them guys. However, Zozo and Zupson have already showed, Chief, in the previous races that they do not yield easy. They fight fair. It is fair, but they don't give up. It's like once you have to make that move stick for them to yield it. So if anyone's gonna get this win from behind, i.e. Mac and Meepo, they're gonna have to fight for it.
Okay, doke. I've seen Salmon pitted as well there. Bob, could you just check the stream very quickly to see that it's currently working?
Well, it's a black screen for me, Chief.
Have a look now. It should be on screen.
Let me see now. It's a wee bit of a delay. I think that looks good.
Is there a black border on it by any chance?
Not what I see.
Okay.
I'm just looking on my phone. It seems to be okay, but maybe if people are watching,
yeah,
can give us a wee heads up, folks.
I can maybe fix it if it isn't working correctly before this safety car gets in. And I think it's got one more lap under safety car. Maybe at the end of this lap we'll see the safety car go in.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Well, I have to say the chat's on fire tonight. Wow.
Yeah. Let's have a look. There's some new names in there. Oscarito and Crust, is that? Or Croneinst?
Croneinst. Kitty says she thought it was okay the first time.
Oh god. Yeah, I think it was slightly wrong the first time.
Yeah, it looked a bit funky.
But it should be okay now, so hopefully everybody can see this in glorious full screen and technical.
Yeah. I tell you what, Chief, to see that thing when she says there, she thought it was okay the first time, I will confess, you see sometimes when we're watching streams and if somebody else is commentating, and then if someone says, oh, I can't hear the other commentator, or the sound's too low.
Yeah.
Oh! Laughed. That was close. Then the person then switches the volume up and then says, is that okay? I would sometimes say, no, it's too loud now, can you turn it down? And then when you turn it down, I go, no, I can't hear it now, can you turn it up? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. I should know better. But sure. Oh, and Loft nearly runs into the back of Dragon again.
Oh my word, what's going on back there? Let's have a look on board with Loft here.
Yeah, it's twice he nearly done it. I think he's just getting caught out by Dragon's braking.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking at CM Punk. He was looking pretty good before the safety car. Right now, this does not suit him, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the Juju and Zipson, the two teammates behind him. They are fighting each other, so maybe that will help CM Punk out. But look who's lurking in P4, P5, and then you got Dragon in P7, Love getting up to speed in P8. Even our gamer back in P11 with a time penalty is a threat.
Sorry, I was just going to say that the safety car's staying out again. So this benefits Punk. All Punk has to do is hang on for really 2 laps. Easier said than done. But you know what happens, folks, whenever we get 1 to 2 laps of racing after a safety car, when all the positions are up for grabs, even the race win. So what happens? People get desperate, people get greedy, people send it. So there's a high chance that we are going to see drama, Chief, in these final 2 laps.
Yep. And it's good for us, not so good for the FIA. They tend to, I think one race we had like 12 reports, which obviously isn't very good. But I mean, in fairness, these cars can take a bit to get up to speed. With. They're not quite like an F1 car. They're quite heavy, and there is some trickery going on with the traction inputs and stuff like that. So yeah, you kind of expect it, but we're now in round 4, so we do expect these guys to now be up to speed, putting the practice in, and hopefully the racecraft from F1 will carry over into the F2 race. So hopefully as we go on in the season, basically it should get better.
Yeah. All right. I thought the stream dropped off there for a minute, but it must have been just my phone, but I think we're all good.
Oh dear.
No, I think it's all good. Anyway. This headset, Chief, that I'm using is Kitty's work one, and it does my... Can I say tits?
No, you can't.
All right. Okay.
Memories.
It does my head in.
Just check the stream again there, because mine actually stopped working as well.
No, it seems alright. Kitty says don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
It works, she says.
My wife
It
says
works.
that all the time.
I know, flip's sake, man. That's what happens with the Marys, you know.
Don't
They
get
get a
back,
ring on
people.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a ring on their finger and then they just ignore you, man. That's what it is. Oh, safety car in this lap!
Hey, let's go. See it by the bell there, Bob, as, yeah, safety car
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
lap. CM Punk leading the field, and we should see the safety car peel away into the distance as he holds up the field. And we'll see what do you reckon, where's the best place to go? Is it just at the bus stop as you come out of that final corner, or can you catch people napping here a little bit?
I think probably just go before the bus stop is whenever I would do it. Because if you wait like after bus stop, then it's going to be, oh, but hurry. Yeah, he's going to go now. Yeah, is he? No, he's not. Was that a speed up and slow down?
Yeah,
He's going to, yeah.
I was just going to say, some guys don't have much experience with these safety car restarts, so we'll see how CM Punk does as he leads the field. Looks like he is sending it out of the last corner, so he's off into the distance. Not a bad restart from him, but let's have a look down the field here. Who's getting close to one another? It's Meepo McKender. They are teammates as well. So we've got two teammates in Jojo Subson, P2, P3. Meepo and McKender teammates in P4, P5. So might see a bit of working together here to get some move done and see someone falling down the order. It looks like Pluto out of turn 1.
Yeah.
He's fallen way back, so he's had an issue out of turn 1 there.
Oh, Zozo's going for a move for P1.
Ooh,
Here we go.
right. Wow.
So that must be that slipstream. And as the guys behind, is Zupson going to go for 2? Zupson will be very, very brave if you do it.
Oh, it's
CM
free
Punk's
wide.
getting out
Oh,
of it.
and Zupson get caught up.
God.
Yep. Oh, that's not what you want. You don't want to be in the middle car there. You're basically a passenger at that point. But all of them making it through. McKender profiting off that up to P4. So Zupson down to P5 from P2.
Yeah.
And look who's in P2 right now is Meepo. Meepo doing well there, and now contesting for the win.
Futuristic's trying to capitalize on this as well, so this is going to get hairy. But I called that a split second before it happened. Zupson was going to try and follow through, and you weren't going to make it. Oh, Punk! Oh!
Oh my word, McKender, what a move there. That just about came off. McKender up to P3, but Futuristic as well, looking pretty spicy in this little gaggle of cars. From P3 right down to, it looks like right down to P9 actually.
Yeah, but this is what we said, Chief, at the start here, or before the safety car came in. Whenever you only get 1 to 2 laps to go, people will just send it. And of course, the big winners here is Zozo, Meepo, Mac.
Yeah, Meepo's getting a run on Jojo, heading down to the bus stop chicane. Oh, he's going to have to back out there. He picks up the time penalty. He had to go wide there just to avoid contact. Yeah. And that's cost him 3 seconds. But it looks like he's going to go for the move anyway. Sends it down the inside. Jojo has to back out a little bit. It looks like both of them get a really good run out of the last corner. But who is going to be the last of the late breakers into turn 1? Plenty of time penalties coming in the background. Jojo sends it, goes wide on the exit, and that allows Meepo just to get the switch back and take that P1. So he's got to work on that 3 second time penalty he has and build that 3 second gap to P2.
Yeah, Meepo read that one very well actually. He knew that Zozo was going to send it, so Meepo braked nice and early there to get that switch back. But realistically, Zozo shouldn't be fighting Meepo. Like, you just don't fight him. You've got 1 lap. He's not going to drop you in 3 seconds in 1 lap. Exactly. Just hang on. All you have to do is just, yeah.
We've got another free wide. It's CM Punk, Zupson, and Futuristic. And it looked like CM Punk just wanted nothing to do with that whatsoever. Concedes the position. And that allows Zupson up to P4 and Futuristic P5. So plenty of battles to be had here in this final lap up.
Yeah, our gamer will be really frustrated. As I said, our gamer's trying to go up the outs around the inside of Loft. Oh, nearly gets caught out by the breaking point of Loft there, but he holds on to it. But yeah, he'll be pretty frustrated by that early contact that he got. Oh, he's trying to go up. Loft runs a little bit deep. Loft was showing maybe he's not too up to speed with these F2 cars.
Yeah, and Loft with a 6 second time penalty, so he's going to drop a few positions at the end here. Sammy might be able to get into the points by the end.
Oh! Punk loses it.
Oh dear. Yeah, I just caught the tail end of that, but yeah. CM Punk down to P11, so that moves Sammy up to P9 now that he's past Dice. Oh, they're going side by side. Going through Blanchimont, I believe this is called, and Dice, there's contact. Dice gets sent wide, and Sammy up to P9 then. So, yeah, a lot of contact, a lot of wheel banging happening in this race, this sprint race. It's been an exciting one, but pretty
Is
chaotic.
he going to send it? Is he going to send it? No, he doesn't. Dubson just parks the car in the middle, and that ends that. So Meepo wins on track, but Zozo wins on penalty with Mac P2. Meepo still on the podium, even though he got that penalty. There we have it, Chief.
Wow, that
Dubson
was
P4. So look, we've got two teams taking up the top four. And I'll tell you what, Chief, let's just say I think the reports channel is going to be jam-packed.
Yeah, I think someone needs to just tell these guys, just calm down. You know, there's 2 races.
Just pace yourself, yeah.
Yep, that's it. But we did see some pretty spectacular overtakes there. But a lot of guys getting a lot of penalties and a lot of contact and people spinning off the track.
I'll be looking forward to speak to Dykes after this one to see how frustrated he was with that one. What was he said the last race? He said my frustration is immeasurable.
Wow.
Big words.
So there we go. Jojo in P1. McKenna P2. Fastest lap as well for McKenna. And his teammate falls behind SK Meepo. Zupson, pretty good. He had a bit of an issue there after the safety car restart. Got caught up in some battling, but regains P4. And I have to say futuristic as well. Good result. Yeah. Started P8 and finished P5 there.
I was going to say, Chief, that's we expect to see Mac and Meepo up there. Futuristic, quality P8, and he kept it clean from what I remember. He kept a pretty clean race, and he fought when he needed to fight, and got himself some nice P5. Can't speak. He got himself a nice P5.
Yep, Jan Haltu in chat, who's Meepo's father, cheering him on as always.
Let's go, Meepo. Have they not already just been somewhere? He wants him to go somewhere. But then we'll go to Spain recently. Right.
Yeah, Tenerife apparently, yeah.
Are you taking this race start?
I am not, no. I'm going to just listen.
You never take them.
This is my opportunity to light up a cigarette and just listen to the voice of SLR.
Well,
take it away.
Let's see. Well, okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to kick off the feature race of the Formula 2 race of SLR at Spa. Okay, I can't do that. That's only for the trailers. That's only for the... what was it? Welcome to Tier 1. Remember that video? That was epic.
We need another intro video like that, yeah. But here we go, Bob. Let's go.
Here we go. The lights are on, and nobody's home. Off they go. Our gamer leads the pack away. We're getting a couple of people are jumping a couple of positions already at the back, but it's Loft is trying it, but hopefully these guys keep it clean. But like I said, turn 1 is usually pretty safe. It's Eau Rouge. So let's scan down here to see what happens. Eau Rouge is where it happens. There is a yellow already. I'm going to keep a wee eye on this middle pack here behind Joel. Joel manages to make it through the Eau Rouge the second time attempt at it. And we've got a safety car already. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Larson went out there after turn 1. I don't know what happened, but everybody made it through Eau Rouge. But unfortunately, Larson didn't even get a chance to do Eau Rouge. He was out after turn 1, so I'm not sure what happened, but he obviously got sent into the wall. I don't know if that was driver error or an incident, but I'm sure we'll find out soon after the race. But yeah, safety car. Oh, sorry, not safety. I don't see a safety car. It's a VSC, so we're
VSC.
Yeah, it's green conditions. We're back underway, and there's a move already. It's Samim and Zupson, so they didn't wait long. Samim, wow, he just pounced there. So Zupson caught sleeping on the virtual safety car restart, and Samim out to P7.
Now the thing is, I'm going to watch here. I want to see how Sam navigates Dice. That sounds really bad. How's he going to navigate him? But you know what I mean.
The rule of love it is Dice.
Because navigate Dice. But yeah, Dice has got a good bit of, on his day, he's got a good bit of pace. You see just up ahead there, ahead of Sam. Dice gets a little bit twitchy. It's just whenever the side by side, some people are not really sure how to approach an overtake on Dice, because some days it's perfectly fine, and then some days it could just go haywire. But Meepo, what's going on here? Meepo and Skin Tony Maple gets past again Tony, and he's hunting down Papa. In fact, he might get Papa as well. He's got a good run, but he's learned from his first sprint race to lift, and he is lifting. Papa, is he going to hold on? Papa is going to try and fight it a little bit. Keeping a nice tight line, yeah. Doesn't fight it too much. Back!
Oh, just about saved that. I saw that, Bob. That was some save from McKender, but he is down to P16 now, effectively last.
But he's already trying to get...
Oh, big carnage into turn 1. There was about 5 cars all trying to make it through, and yeah, some people did come out of that corner with less car, less front wing on their car now. And I'm not quite sure who that was who lost that front wing, but yeah, I don't know if McKenna. Someone's went wide there in the Rouge. Thought they were going to win the wall.
George. I was just about to say, without seeing anything, I have noticed that George has been involved in 2 of the big incidents. Whether he was the instigator or just a victim, he has been caught up in both a big crash in the sprint and what it seemed like a big crash in the feature.
Yep, and Scantoni is off as well. It looks like it's after the Camel Straight, and he's went into the barrier, so I think he might be nursing some front wing damage on that car. But up front, McKenna has recovered to P13 already, and yeah, he's made his way past George, who we were just talking about there. George trying to go around the outside, so he's fighting back on this position, but McKenna able to hold his line and take P13 for now.
We're just going to keep a wee eye on George, because George, if he sees a gap, he will take it. But Mac has a... Well, if anyone can, Mac can, but this is quite a lot of work he has to do. A safety car would be handy for him, but... and there's a good chance that we might get a safety car, but Chief, further up ahead here, we're getting nice little gaps forming, but Andreas is keeping our gamer honest. We can see here with this... Was that about half a second of a gap from him? Futuristic, don't think he's got the pace to catch these guys. I think Joe and Futuristic are pretty evenly matched. Jozo will probably catch up on the back of these 3, and then Dice, I think, is just kind of hanging on for the moment. Sam does have a pace. He does have the pace. Oh, Dice nearly gets caught at the breaking point. That lets Sam squeeze up a bit more. Oh, in fact, saying that Zupson is trying to go up the... Oh, this is going to be tasty. Oh, Rouge, is Sam going to fight it? Sam will lift. He does lift a little bit. Yes, he does. Wise move to do that. Don't fight it. Plenty of laps to go, lads.
Yep, and look, it's a change up front. It's Andreas Lost now in the lead, so this is kind of what I expected from him. Maybe the sprint race was just a little bit of a warm-up from him. He's now in P1, and he's just overtake our gamer, who you have to say is a very fast driver. He set pole in the one-shot quali, and started this race from pole, but has lost that P1 position now to Loft, who is looking pretty mighty. But yeah, there's plenty of battles happening here. There's this midfield battle once again playing out before our eyes. Sam Aim, first guy to pick up a penalty, and now Dice follows in suit. So P6, P8, and actually P14 all carrying penalties early in the race.
Yeah, and then as we mentioned there for Dragon, I seen he did a lovely move down the main straight there after Eau Rouge, and it was quite a late move. You know, he had ascended, but it was a very clean move he done on Papa to get that P11. And I can see Sam is kind of having a wee look, trying to get... He really gets out of the slipstream to just have a little look to see what's going on up ahead. Oh, but he... Oh! He nearly tipped that wall.
Oh dear.
He does have the pace. If he keeps it on the... You know, if he can hook up a good, decent couple of laps, he does have the pace on these guys. So what happens here? Did Dice get past Zupson? Well, Zupson's looking to try and get past again. This is going to be brave. Don't do it here. Yes. No.
Oh, and behind Samim, late on the brakes there. Looked like he might have hit Zupson, but just able to break that car just in time. Samim under pressure from Meepo now, and yeah, like you say, Zupson is pressuring Dice, so we're probably going to see some moves here, heading down to Eau Rouge and on the Camel Straight.
What Zupson should have done there, he took too much of a tight line there. He should have actually took a wider line, and he would have had a better run down Eau Rouge, but he should still get Dice here. Dice, of course, does. Oh! Dice doesn't. Oh, and then he gets himself his 3-second penalty. Dice does have the DRS as well.
Yep, change up front as well. Our gamer passed Loft, so they're swapping about every lap on the same part of the track, and it looks like Meepo has got past Meepo taking P8, And McKenna as well is getting up to P12, so yeah, a bit of a slower start from
Yeah.
McKenna from what we're used to. Obviously, that incident that we saw him caught up in has massively impacted his race, but he's still in with a shout at points here.
George's off.
Uh-oh.
Georgie boy. He's been in a lot of action today as well. Not the kind of action you want. But no, it's like I said, Chief. Mac, he does have the pace, and anyone can. Mac can, but it's not going to be that easy in this track because he was fairly decent distance behind these guys. It's not a very long race, but yeah, it's going to be hard to catch up in this one.
Yeah,
but
these gaps are starting to build. You can see that a lot of guys have broken that DRS range, which will be pretty crucial if they want to build a gap to the guy behind. But we've got this main battle for P1. It's Rgamer and Loft, and it looks like Loft lining Rgamer up, and they're going to swap position once again unless Rgamer doesn't get a good run out of this turn one.
Meeple's going to sit. No, he's not. So I'm just watching a couple of battles further back, Chief, as well. Jurian is having to be look on Punk. Punk runs a bit deep. Jurian's going to go for the switch back on the throttle nice and early. He does get that move done. Slam dunk move, very easy. As soon as CM Punk ran deep, that move was done. Although he may get the DRS back on Dragon. Dragon is just outside DRS, so further back, Chief, you might see a move for P10.
Yeah, Rgamer looks like he got a really good run out of turn 1 and through Rouge because Andreas Loft not close enough to attack him this time around. Durian, P10 gets a time penalty.
Dyson, Meepo, and Zupson all going. Someone's going to have to back out. Meepo, back out, man. Don't fight it. Let them go. Good job. Because that was going to be disaster. Some of these guys ahead of him do not know. George retired.
Ooh,
so did he crash?
Yeah, and look at Meepo. Meepo is thinking about sending it down the inside. He does. He gets on the brakes late, but has to kind of correct his steering majorly there as he's about to run into Zupson. But and Zupson's still there as Meepo turns left for the next corner. And yeah, Meepo just having to bide his time here, but is getting held up by Zupson and Dice at this point in the race.
Yeah, but this is what I was saying about Zupson and Zozo, more so Zupson, is that he doesn't give up that easy. If you pass him, that doesn't mean he's just going to let you go. He will continue to fight it. Sometimes, not always worthwhile, but this is the thing about Meepo. He has got the pace in these guys, but it's passing. What is it? Brundle used to say, catching them is one thing, passing them is another. And he's trying to pass Zupson and Dice. This is not helping Meepo's race. But Rgamer up ahead here in P1, and he does. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, Zupson!
Yep, tap on the back. Yep, and the tap on Settle Dice's car sent him out wide. That gave him a time penalty, so that might be reported after the race as Dice taking a narrow line for bus stop. But I have to say, Dice did well there to keep that position and not lose it. He was coming under massive attack there, but Durian Prince is up to P9 and McKender as well, getting past Samim. So Samim dropping 2 positions, but Samim late on the brakes, has to go around the outside. That's a long way, and he does lose out on that position, heading down to Rouge now.
Yeah, you get. Oh, but hang on, Rgamer's going for the P1. Here we go, Rgamer going for the position switcheroo. This is going to happen pretty much every single lap, I think.
Oh, Dice is out of Rouge. What happened there? I'm trying to get a good look at that, but it looks like he's on the left hand side at the exit. That's a huge crash there. So
Zupson was very close to him, but I tell you what was most likely there, because I missed that. He probably went up Eau Rouge, went round, and he probably spun and ended up in the wall, spun inwards. But then again, the natural line would throw you out to the right, so unless there was a bit of contact, we've seen Zupson kind of shunting him a couple of times. But I tell you what, just to go back before that, Meepo got caught out with something that I was experiencing in the Tier 1 races, people that were braking a little bit too early. Zupson, Dice broke a little bit more turn 1 than normally would be expected, which forced Zupson to brake hard, which then almost caught out Meepo, and then that's how that big gap happened between Zupson and Dice. Now, how Dice died, I do not know. But whilst we have this little lull, if Dice is listening, if he can let us know. And also, we have Larson in chat. If he could just post just a quick kind of idea of what happened to him.
Yeah, that would be good.
Self-destruct?
We have a full course safety car as well. Just confirming that because I see the safety cars waiting there just before Rouge. This means like I mean this suits everybody really. It doesn't really give anyone. Yeah, I mean the guys at the back obviously they're going to get the biggest advantage of this as it'll close them into the leaders. But you have to say everybody was going to probably pit around now anyway, so everybody will put on a fresh set of boots and then we'll get underway again. It'll be a two-part race essentially. You know, sorry, Bob. I just want to point out the guys that are running together, the teammates that are running together, like Jojo Zubson, who didn't pit actually.
Mac didn't pit either.
Why wouldn't you pit under? I don't know. Do you have to? Can you make these tires last to the end? Is this?
But you have to pit though.
I thought that was the case. Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah, there's a mandatory 1 pit stop.
Why wouldn't you pit then if you're leading this race? Surely this is an optimal time to put on softs.
Has something changed? Because I was pretty sure there's a mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, maybe Larson or Dice, if they're listening, they can fill us in. But it seems like the only reason why you wouldn't pit is that you don't have to.
But yeah, that would be... Well, that would make sense. I'm confused.
So who has got fresh boots on? Oh wait.
What?
Oh, that explains everything. So we are expecting. We didn't even mention the weather here. Spa does have its own climate system, and it is looking a bit grey up there. So that would explain why those guys at the back are gambling on wets already, and the guys at the front are staying out. They're obviously waiting for the wet stuff to appear. They don't want to pit too early, but the guys at the back think it's worth a gamble. Let's go for it.
It's not worth a gamble. It's
why full wet? So why wouldn't you go under? Surely they would be better for the interim period. I don't understand. There's some weird decisions going on out there today.
But I tell you what, though, I'm on board with Mark here, and you can see this is changing very, very quickly. Like it's getting gloomier and gloomier as he walks around. In fact, his track's starting to look a wee bit greasy, even though there's no rain yet. I don't know, man. What's happening here? This is proper. I remember whenever I died in F2 from the back, and I worked my way up to P5, and you went drama in Bahrain. Remember that? Well, this is drama in Spa because something's going to happen here. Something's got to give.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for us because we're trying to figure out what's happening. The driver's probably well aware of what is in store, and I have to say, I imagine they're doing this because on the weather telemetry, it must have said full wets at the end of this race. But we're on lap 7. We're going to do another lap under safety car. I mean, the rain really needs to start now, and Futuristic in the pits. So
Mac in the pits.
A lot of guys been in the pits, yeah. A lot of guys
in the pits too, so they're going to double stack. Oh no, there's going to be a slow pit from these boys, but not too bad because it says under safety car. You're going to see a double stack here.
That's weird, but like now they're going to double stack where they could have pitted. So what are they putting on? We've got wets all the way. It looks like wets. Anybody going for anything else?
It is starting to rain, Chief.
Oh, there you go.
Starting to rain.
Yep. So drivers obviously saw a bit of rain on their visor. Some guys opting to stay out. So I mean, we've got a couple of strategies playing out here, and who's going to come out tops? We're about to find out. I think the safety car is going to be out for another lap as well, which actually favors these front runners. But
it doesn't matter though. They still have to pit.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot of time because the guys that just pitted, like Sam Eam, for example, they're right on the back of these guys. So if these guys pit, Sam Eam is going to lead the race.
Yeah, this is interesting one list.
Oh, here's Larson's giving us some tidbits. There are no enders in F2, which would explain the full wets.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I think the safety car is expected to come in probably lap 9, maybe 10. Don't think he'll come in this lap, will he?
I think it's going to come in lap 9, I think.
Yeah, because he came out, lap 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 3 laps on the safety car. That would be lap 9, so it'll be lap 9 or 10. So we're going to get a very short race again.
Yep, and I have to say, Sam Eam might have pulled it out of the bag here with this this high IQ move. He's currently P5, but you have to say, if with this rain starting to come down, he's effectively leading the race. He does have a time penalty to his name, but I mean, if you look at the guys behind, you got to say Samim does have pace. And I'm just going to double check that penalty is of, oh, it's 6 seconds penalty. So actually right now V Papa and Futuristic, Jojo and Meepo all looking really good. Is Meepo capable of making it a double feature and sprint race win? I'm sure Jan Haltu would love that. Actually, I just remembered Meepo didn't win the first race. Did he?
No, it was Jojo got it. Well, he did on track, but Skin Tony's going to have a job here catching up, because I don't think if he doesn't catch up by the next lap, and he may get stranded back there. Excuse me, multiple corners. Oh, he's really got the track to catch up.
Yeah, so I'm on board with Love here. I'm just going to say he does peel into the pits, so everybody who is on these old mediums at the front is now pitting. All 4 of them, and that does indeed put Samim in P1, and P2 is V Papa, Futuristic P3, and Jojo P4, so Meepo moves up to P5, CM Punk P6, Pluto the Mighty. So a lot of guys that we thought were out of this race are now back in it, and that includes McKender. So Loff lost out big time there. He comes out, he was leading the race, is now P10 with our gamer P11.
The thing is, too, Chief, to point out is that we've already seen how some of these guys are showing a little bit of inexperience in F2, as well as just some guys just being able to just spin and lose it in the dry. The F2 cars in wet conditions are a completely different animal. It is not easy. And there is possibility that some of these guys, high possibility, that some of these guys are not going to finish this race.
Yep. Anything can happen here. I mean, like Samim has his 6 second time penalty, but if the guys behind get caught up in an incident, that could easily convert to a win for him, regardless of the penalty. But I think we're going to see plenty of action in these last laps, Bob. This is pretty much a second sprint race, really.
But you know what I was going to say there here, Chief? I actually forgot myself what I was going to... Oh, it's almost a disadvantage, I feel, if you're much faster than the rest of the grid. Well, or just faster. And the reason why is because if you're faster than the rest of the grid, but you're not at the front, well, then it forces you to overtake. And overtaking is the most dangerous thing that you can do in the Formula 1 and Formula 2 races. So that means guys like Mac and Meepo, these faster guys, have a higher potentiality of crashing out because they have to pass these guys. So
interesting theses you put forward there, Bob.
Yeah, but if you're really fast and you have to pass everyone, 50 car in this lap, then you're taking the risk. You have to take the risk to pass people, especially in F2.
I've never passed anybody in any motorsport, so I don't know. I'll leave it to guys like yourself. But yeah, I mean, it's looking. Yeah, we're getting a safety car in this lap, so we are going to have 4 laps of racing, and it's going to be wet racing. So as Bob pointed out there, high possibility of a lot of shenanigans, a lot of carnage still to play out here, I think. But let's have a look at V Papa. Right on board with him as he is behind the leader.
See, if it was me, Chief, I would just go early.
Yeah, I think I would too. Yeah.
I wouldn't mess around.
Everybody expects you to go out of the bus stop, but if you like, I think Samim is actually getting up to speed right now. He's got a bit of a gap there as everybody just having to navigate this bus stop chicane in these conditions. That's going to be quite tricky, and every lap's a learning lap at this point. It's going to be changing conditions, and as you said, F2 cars in the wet. Oh, and V Papa is going down the inside of Samim. That is a bold move from him. Samim looked like he was early on the brakes, maybe a bit too conservative. And is actually losing out to Futuristic now, who's up to P2. So Samim not having the best of starts and coming under massive attack. CM Punk as well gets passed by Zupson. So a lot of moves here before we even get to Rouge, and Rouge looks like a nightmare. V Papa is off, and Rouge claims another victim. He's out of this race, and there's yellow flags. I don't see a safety car just yet, but Samim is attacking Futuristic for this lead. He sends it down the inside, but Is Futuristic going to hang around the outside? Futuristic has got the inside
Oh!
line. Oh, what's happening back there?
Looks like a loft or someone's shunted the rear end of Mac, but Mac held on to it. And yeah, you can see Mac's really firing up the ranks here, these guys. But you can tell you what, you can tell who's using the ABS now. Some of these guys are braking really late and still making the corner.
Yeah, Love running wide there and not allowed our gamer to pass. So these guys were battling for the lead of the race, but now with the safety car and the wet conditions, they're now battling for P8.
Our gamer getting losing out to Loft, but I think Loft may have a front wing damage. Maybe it wasn't Loft. Someone shunted the back end of Mac. It looked like. Regardless, that was then. He's still in control, P6, and he just has to navigate Zupson, and he's been racing Zupson quite a bit this season. Of course, always coming off the winner, but not easy though.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to watch McKenna drive. He's just like his racecraft is something to be in awe of, as he just seems to know what to do, where to put his car, and this time is no exception. He's on the inside. Looks like Zupson is holding the outside line. This is going to be tight. They're going to have to go too wide for Blanchimont, and Zupson going way wide. Yeah, he didn't want to back out of that move, and Zupson holds on to P5 for now, but you got to say it's probably only a matter of time before McKenna gets him, and Jojo as well going wide through bus stop. Meepo is attacking Futuristic, so Futuristic struggled for the bus stop, and Meepo capitalizing on that. Meepo up to P2, has the inside line, and he's right on the back of Samim. So yeah, Jan Haltu pointed out Meepo did win on track in the last race, so this could be a double header for him, as he looks like he's going to go around the outside through Eau Rouge, but Samim closing that door. But you got to say it's only a matter of time, because there's going to be the huge slipstream effect, and this Camel Straight is a long straight, and Meepo has the overspeed to do this, I think.
Mac is creeping up. It's going to be a late move. Zupson is making it clear he's defending the inside. Now Zupson was able to break very late. Look at that, he's on the... Oh, and he taps a little bit of Mac. Mac makes it around. Zupson, you need to lift yield, my man. You
my word.
Track. See,
oh, Zupson, no. He just
this
about
is what happens. You need to yield when the moves are done, lads. Who's that off? Got
yeah, Lof and Jojo, yeah. Yeah, so that move between Zupson and McKenna, that actually had a chain reaction, and that put his teammate off, and Lof is retired from this session. He's had enough of F2, so maybe it's not for him. As our gamer and Zupson now are battling. Oh, and they're almost locking wheels, going down into Puyon. Who's going to be the bravest guy through here? And Zupson almost taking our gamer out as he got the back end on the curb and found a lot more grip there, and caught unawares. Zupson falling down the order big time here, so maybe some front wing damage there, or he's just struggling in these conditions.
Yeah, I think he's just really struggling.
Joel 8, yeah, just as you said, he's struggling. He kind of collected Joel 8 there as well, so yeah, Zupson not having a good time.
Yeah, Tony's just bulldozing his way around too as well. But this is what we said. We had lost 2 drivers before this, and now we've lost 1, 2, 3. What's happening here with Joel? Joel's going to try and get back at Skin Tony. He does get the move done to Skin Tony. No.
Yeah, brave move there from Joel, but you know what happened behind there? Skin Tony ran into the back of Joel and now has front wing damage, so you imagine he's just going to fall back from this point onwards.
Why do these guys do this? It's like... Just lift. Let the guy go. You're not going to get him in that corner. Regroup and get him the next lap.
Oh, Samim struggling out of turn 1 there, and it's going to lose him 2 positions. Futuristic's already got him, and McKenna is now ahead, heading into Eau Rouge. So, yeah, Samim is falling back majorly. McKenna got a big wobble on out of Eau Rouge. Did you see that?
Yeah, and Sam is going to have another go at coming at him, but Mac seems to just have enough straight line speed. This would be a big move, Sam. Oh, it's going to be a great move. Yeah, didn't see that going to work.
McKenna did not yield that time. That's a really scary corner as well, because the slightest of contacts through that corner will send either driver off, or possibly both, as CM Punk picks up a time penalty. A lot of time penalties on the board right now, and I'll just show them as Skin Tony 11 seconds of time penalties, Zupson 9 seconds, Samim 6, and Pluto the Mighty in P11 with 6 time 6 seconds time penalty.
Yeah, but it's looking pretty tasty for, or pretty easy, I would say, for Meepo now. He just got one more lap to go after this, and he's got that win. He's got a 1.5 second.
Oh, Subson, what are you doing? No! Subson collects CM Punk through Puyon, and he just didn't know when to back out of that and runs CM Punk into the wall, giving him major damage. So Subson as well carrying some front wing damage out there. So yeah, these guys just need to calm it down a little bit, especially in these conditions. He can't be driving that aggressively.
Yeah, you see, you're not taking into consideration the safety of other drivers as well, and it's like, there's one thing not yielding, but there's another one just... I don't want to say it. But people just need to learn when the move is done. When it's up, when you've lost the position, let it go.
Yeah, and a perfect example of that, Futuristic just got overtaken by McKender, and I probably the wise head that he has on his shoulders was like, I'm just going to let this guy pass without much fuss.
Yeah.
Because doing anything otherwise is probably going to not profit me in the long term.
Exactly. Think about it like if how Futuristic was probably thinking here. He knows that Mac and Meepo are going to be too fast for him, and he's sitting on the last lap in P2 initially. He has Mac behind him, who's obviously far faster than Futuristic. Futuristic knows that, so he just lets him go, knowing that Sam behind is almost 2 seconds behind with a penalty. So it's just smart racing. Let him go, get yourself P3, nice points in the bag, we move on next week. But if you fight every single position, you don't yield, you end up getting damage, you take out other drivers, you'll get yourself a penalty, and you'll just see yourself falling down the grid. Use your head, lads. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, wise words there, Bob. And just while you're saying that, our gamer gets past Sammy, so those guys are teammates. Probably a coordinated move, and our gamer up to P4. But yeah, I was looking at Subson and CM Punk. I think it's bad blood between them, because at this point it just seems like neither of them want the other guy to pass at all costs, no matter if it removes some of their front wing in the process. But yeah, they're still battling here. For this P9 spot, right behind Skin Tony.
Mm-hmm. And CM Punk running wide there. That must be horrible in these conditions with front wing damage. He's got a front left end plate missing for CM Punk. But I don't think we're going to see...
Yeah, I just realized this is the last lap, so I'll go up front with Meepo, who looks like he's about to bring it home here.
What I was about to say there, we're running on board with Meeps. The wee Meeps himself, he won on track on the sprint. Of course, he lost out by running wide to avoid a driver. Unlikely to get that one removed, but he's done it again, and he gets the P1. Well, he hasn't finished yet, but he will. He gets the P1 with his teammate and, I would say, early mentor. Oh, what's going on here? CM Punk and Tony is off. Retired. Car is game over, but regardless, Meepo crosses the line for P1. Max spins across the track in P2. Futuristic P3. Sam drops down to P4 on penalties, but his teammate takes P5. Sorry, his teammate takes P4. He'll not mind that. Dragon up to P5. Dragon that drops to P7 with penalties. Joel to P6. CM Punk P8. Zupson does eventually finish at P9. Pluto P10 and Zozo rounding it out the back at P11. That is your race this week.
It's in the bag. And I looked at Jurian as he crossed the line. He slowed down there. He had his time penalty. And then, yeah, Joel took the position. So I'm not sure what happened. Maybe Jurian was given the position back. Maybe there's an incident happened earlier in the race. We'll find out. Hopefully we'll get speaking to Joel in the interviews. But yeah, Meepo brings it home. It's a 1-2 for whatever you call that F2 team. Virtuoso, Sai, or whatever. we'll work it out by the end of the season. Okay.
Yeah, by that stage we'll probably know.
It even says on his overalls, virtuoso. I kind of want it to be that, but it isn't. It says C at the end or Sai or whatever.
But there you go, Chief.
Yeah,
Mac will extend his lead, of course, with those valuable points with Justin away.
Yeah, it was a great race overall, but yeah, I'll just like the sprint race, a lot of incidents, unnecessary bad driving, I would say.
Poor driving, yeah.
And that's gonna be a lot of work for the FIA once again, but yeah.
I think we're gonna have to start coming down hard on it now, Chief, because it's like it's obviously the penny's not dropping with some of these guys. It's like take it easy. You know, it's not the kind of stuff that we want. Yes, there will be people that likes the action and you get a safety car and whatever, but at the end of the day, we kind of pride ourselves on having, excuse me, a hiccup. We kind of pride ourselves on having, you know, clean racing, and
Yeah.
we don't want to see this every week.
And quickly here, we need to figure out a driver of the weekend, I suppose.
Oh, Maple.
And I think maybe I think another shout would be futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
Finished pretty high in both races there, but yeah, maybe definitely stands out for that one. So maybe we'll just
Mm-hmm.
run with that.
Yeah, give it to Meeps.
Meepo driver of the day. That will make John Halto even more happy. And
Mm-hmm.
John saying F2 is much better than F1. Yeah, I
I
mean you can see
agree.
why. Yeah, you can see why he says that. Yeah.
I do like enjoy I enjoy racing in F2. It is much more fun. Of course, you maybe remember, Chief, the was it the GR, was that the Greek league we took on?
Oh, GRL. Yeah.
A couple of guys there. I was there as well, and I loved it. Love Formula 2. But if only I was as quick in F1 as I seem to be in Formula 2. But alas, Chief, Meepo will take, I think, yes, the driver of the day from, well, initially he gets the commentator's driver of the day. And Jan can, just step that money to the PayPal. Thank you very
Thank you very
much.
much. I'll do it for you. Times are
Just
tough, Bob, but yeah.
we backhander there.
We've got Futuristic waiting in the interview channel, so we're going to bring him in. He had a stellar result there in the feature race, P3 podium finish for Futuristic. So, how did it go for you today? Just start with the one shot and then sprint and feature, please. No more
Yeah,
than 100
so
words, please.
so the one shot was pretty straightforward. It's just a lap to determine where you start in the feature, and then I started P7 in the sprint, which was mediocre but we only had like 4 proper laps of racing, but I mean, I take the points. I think I finished like P5 in the sprint, so it was good points. And then the feature was just hectic. I was keep asking my crew chief when the hit is gonna hit and from where. And the safety car came out, and I was thinking of pitting on the first lap of the safety car, but it was still way too dry, and so I pitted on the second lap, and then the rest of the grid followed me in, and I just got shuffled back up to P3, which I was before, and then I just tried to hang on to the car because it was so hard to drive in the wets. Especially with the low setups, low downforce setups everyone had. So yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, and Imaginary Rouge was particularly hairy during those moments under the wet conditions. I was going to ask about, you'd mentioned stuff in there, and I've totally forgot what it was. Yeah, you said you pitted that last safety car whenever that you were expecting the wet stuff. Why, you didn't pit on the first lap, it was the second lap. Looking back, do you think you should have pitted on the first lap?
Yeah, when looking back, I should have definitely looked back. I think I would have had a bit more breathing space to, especially Meepo and Makander. So I should have pitted, but a podium is a podium. So
Yeah, great result for
I
you
take
today.
it.
And yeah, I mean, we're F2. We haven't had any wet stuff so far this season. So how hard was it to adapt to that? Was it a completely different beast?
Yeah, definitely. You had so little grip compared to the dries, so especially Arouche and Blanchimon, which is just a tiny lift in the dries. you can take them flat if you are brave enough, but in the wet it was no chance of even lifting. You almost had to brake for the corners, which are usually flat out, so it was tricky.
Yeah, it definitely looked it out there, and we kind of picked up on it a wee bit. There seemed to be a little bit uh some questionable driving out there today. Were you partial to any of that? Did you witness any of that, or were you largely free from it?
Well, mostly I was free from it. The only thing I witnessed was it was like 4 spins right in front of me in sprint, so but that was just because of the driver. I had made a mistake, so from my POV it was clean, but I don't know what happened behind me. So
Yeah, well, it'll be an interesting one to watch back. I like that whenever you have a race and you're completely oblivious to all the carnage that's going on behind you or around you. But you watch back the race and you go, oh, right, that's why that happened then. But yeah, next week, I'm trying to figure out where we are next week. Uh, let's have a look at the calendar. It is Saudi Arabia, Jeddah. So F2 at Jeddah. That will be interesting. It's high speed street circuit. So what do you expect there? I'm expecting from what I see today a lot of carnage.
yeah, definitely. Since it's so different to Spa and everyone seemed to struggle with tractions around these corners, we have a ton of runoff. I can't imagine what is going to happen in Jeddah, so probably carnage again. So who knows? Podium, maybe? I don't know. Top 5?
Yeah, or even a race win. You never know with the carnage. Um, can create some opportunities for people if they're patient and wily enough. But well, yeah, congrats again on the podium and the feature race, and look forward to seeing you on track soon. So I appreciate you taking the time to join us in the commentators booth, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, will we bring in the race winner? Thinks it would be a good time to do so. Is Meebo winner of the feature race, winner on track off the sprint, but losing out due to that 3 second time penalty. We saw that how you got that time penalty as well. It kind of forced off track a little bit. So just tell us, how do you feel the weekend went overall for you?
Uh, pretty nice. I'll just say, definitely not one of the cleanest races I've ever driven from my side and other sides in the sprint, but like otherwise it went well.
Okay. I think yeah, because you must have been like in a protective bubble from the carnage, because there was a considerable amount of carnage out there, but yeah, you didn't see any of it then, or much of it. Saw some good moves from you though. It seemed like you're using your wise head now. You've got a lot of experience behind you, but you kind of put it all into play today and just played that patient game, the long game, and it worked out for you. So yeah, just tell us
Mm.
about that. Like you're behind a couple of guys, you can see they're battling, and you could potentially, send it on them, but you're thinking, I might just hold back there and just see how this plays out.
Yeah, like the sprint after the safety car restart, it was, I think it was the sprint after the safety car, but there was like CM Poke and two other guys in front of me were basically going too wide and too wide. So I just decided to get the better line for traction so I can have a much better exit out of every corner I can, and I managed to do that.
Good stuff, yeah. And as always, your dad was in chat, cheering you on. Very happy with your performance today. Obviously, the time in the sun has done you very good. You've recharged the batteries and are back on the horse. So, back, almost back-to-back wins, like on track, back-to-back wins, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and we're just looking at the calendar. Jeddah is next week. So, how do you feel about that
Oh,
one? Ooh, ooh.
oh, oh. Good track, good track, good track. Like it.
Excellent, excellent stuff. So we hope to see you on the podium again pretty soon, I would say. And also you got your tier one race this Friday. So how do you feel about that one?
I don't know what the track is even.
Mexico.
Okay. It's manageable.
I just want to point out I'm actually beating you in the standings in Tier 1, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I have raced only one race, so that's my excuse. But I'll just say this about the sprint and the whole time penalty thing. I was about to like, try to get that penalty or removed because I remember I had one extortion where Dice just punted me off track and I got a warning there. But that thing, I don't have the replay or recording of it, so I can't really remove it.
It is on stream. I think you do need to show your race director though, but if it
Yeah,
wasn't...
yeah. It depends on what lap was it. If it was lap 2 or up, then I'm not definitely getting that removed. So
Yes.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, well, FIA can have a look at it if you've got the evidence.
Yeah.
But we will speak to you soon, Meepo. Congrats on the feature race win on the sprint race podium. Good job from you overall today.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna bring in Lof. Yeah, I want to speak to Lof because I know Lof was privy. Now, Meepo seemed to not see much carnage out there today. He had a totally different race from a lot of the guys, but Lof, I know you were caught up in a lot of battling on track. Just tell us about some of that. Like, what was your experience of that, and what were you seeing out there?
A lot of chaos, just to say it short. But yeah, I felt like open lobbies, if I have to be, say the truth. But yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I saw you retire in the feature race there, and I felt like it was one of those retirements where you're like, I'm never doing F2 ever again. Will we see you back then?
Maybe if I have time. But yeah, I was just a bit mad because I was doing P1 with AR, like 8 seconds ahead of everybody else, and then it didn't rain under the safety car, so we were like, okay, we'll just stay out. But as the lap went on, it began raining, but staying out, and we lost so many positions. But yeah, I was side by side with a guy, and he just turned into me, so I hit that wall. That was why I retired. So yeah, just unlucky.
It was a shame. Yeah, I could see that. We were so confused because we were like, do you not have to pit under in a feature race in F2? Like, because we were like, surely now is the time to pit. You know, we were thinking it was a dry race and you had to do your mandatory one pit stop. But we're like, why are these guys staying out? And then the first lot of guys pitted onto that first lap and they went for wets, and then it all became clear. There's some wet stuff coming, but yeah, I think maybe this is one where you can put it down to, put it into the experience bag and something you can draw on in future. But yeah, weird conditions today in the race, and unfortunately, it affected you and our gamer the most. Took you out of that lead, that championship or the race lead battle. But it looked like it was pretty fun up to that point. You and our gamer were swapping position pretty much every lap on that Camel Straight.
Yeah, it was fun. We were in BC together, and we was talking about, okay, let's just help each other with getting a gap to all the other guys behind, as we did, and then we could fight against each other for the last 3 laps. So that was our plan going into the race.
Oh dear, so it didn't pan out. But maybe next time we've got Jeddah next week in F2. So if you do make it there, what do you reckon? You think that's a good track for you potentially?
Yeah, I love Jeddah. It's a fun track. So yeah. If I didn't practice that much today, only like 45 minutes. So
Only
if I get
45 minutes. Wow, that's way more than I practice for races these days.
so if I get 1 hour, then it's P1.
Right, so maybe next week then we'll get an hour's practice in and we'll see that take fruit. I do want to ask you one question though, and really, as you come into this here, is this your first F2 race?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you could tell us, because I have never driven an F2 car in this game, this version of the game. So what is it, what is the fundamental differences that you're experiencing from an F1 car to this F2 car? Not only in the dry, but then also in the wet conditions that you experienced today?
It's definitely a lot different to the F1 cars, especially on the braking and in the turning. Like trail braking is definitely the key in F2 cars.
Yeah.
To get more rotation, but also like the braking, you can't go that quick down gears in it.
Yeah.
So I find it better to just start braking and then go down gears because the rev match will be much better. So short said, it's different in a way that you have to drive more smooth with it. So take inspiration from Perez. That's mostly how I want to drive the car.
Okay. Wise words are from Love. Just while you're in here, Tier 1 race, how are you feeling about that one? It's in Mexico this time around.
Yeah, I'm excited. I did a 14-0 today, so it's not 14-0, sorry, 15. That's what I meant.
Oh,
So it's good.
you were talking about the hacks there, with the hacks on 14, with the hacks off.
I was gonna say if we were going to 14-0, I've been watching them.
Nah, it's 15-0, guys. Sorry, my bad. So I feel good. I feel confident, and I feel faster than I've ever been. So like if I just keep it consistent as I've done since this season has started, I don't see myself being out of top 5. And if I take one step above my performance as of right now, I can see myself in P3. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Okay.
Can you imagine, Chief, what that must feel like to think that you definitely can finish P5, well, top 5 in Tier 1? I can just, it just never crosses my mind that that'll ever happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a P6 in Tier 1 once, but it was like, real lucky result. Like, yeah, to even get P10 for me is like a big deal. So P3, yeah. I mean, you're gonna be rubbing elbows with like Daniko, Mikander,
Kiko.
Justin, Kiko. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys. So if you can get a podium, I have to say, hats off to you, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we're gonna end the interview there. Then Love gonna throw you out and speak to you soon, hopefully.
Yeah. See you guys around.
All right,
Have a good night.
bye.
Bye.
Right, Tipsy with. Oh, I just realized V Papa is Crawley voice.
Yes.
Yeah, just figured that out. We got Pluto in there as well.
He's a big fan of me.
Oh, we'll have to bring him in.
Have you seen his profile picture?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Greek Bob. Hello, Crawley voice, or V Papa Dimitriou.
Papa Dimitriou.
Perfect.
Papa Dimitriou.
Yeah, I
Hello.
nailed it, didn't I?
Yeah, almost.
Just say yes.
Like almost, I nailed it. Like on the last safety car restart.
Yeah. So you were a victim of a rouge. Just tell us about that incident, please.
Oh yeah, simple things. I lift off, 4th gear, but the car, I did a Lando Norris move. When was it? Like 2021?
Oh
2020?
yes, I remember that quite well. Yeah, there's.
Qualifying, not even race.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, at least it was fun.
Any positives to take away from this one then?
I don't know.
Okay.
I had one job to keep it there, to take at least some points, but no. We have like 0 points for dams.
Well, you've got the Jeddah race next week in F2. How are you feeling about that one then?
Sorry, can you repeat, sir?
We've got Saudi Arabia next week in F2, Jeddah. How you feel about that race?
Okay. Look, I had a huge problem today with my rears. I mean, especially on sprint race, they were locking like every lap, every 2 or 3 corners. If this issue continues, I don't know why. Maybe I've lost it on the braking. Maybe I'm too old now. Yeah, I had a huge problem with braking, and oversteer. So Jeddah, it will be a difficult one also.
Yeah, I imagine so. But I think it's one of those races where you can profit massively, just by bringing the car home in one piece.
Yeah, same today, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, pretty much every race, I guess, is like that at the minute.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think Jeddah, especially with the walls right there, we're going to see a lot of drivers struggling, picking up damage, possibly
Yeah,
DNFing, penalties galore. So yeah, I think if you just play your cards right, you can actually do very well there.
I will say you can count me in for all the stuff you mentioned.
You're going to be the perpetrator, not the profiteer.
I don't know. I will definitely go flat out in every corner.
Okay, so your race will end at turn one, lap one then. Okay.
Turn one, I will do like Purcher did on Saturday, on Sunday. If you watched F2, yeah, he lost every break.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Yeah,
look forward to that then.
I look forward for Mexico. This will be fun
Yeah,
if I get.
Mexico tomorrow. You're gonna
Yeah,
reserve for tier 2 ticket, yeah?
if there's a spot, yeah,
Great
I'm
stuff.
available.
Great stuff. I will definitely vouch for you on that one.
And
Always a fan.
I really hope for a wet race again.
Oh, he's sick man.
You saw the strategy, right?
Yeah, I mean we were trying to figure it out though. We didn't know there was going to be rain, and then we were like, oh, wet tires, okay.
Yeah, I think me and Samim and
Yeah.
like two other guys behind us, we had nothing to lose, so we pitted for wets. I also had better grip with wets on the dry track for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe. Oh, I found maybe Jeddah will race with wets on a dry track.
Okay.
You can keep this in mind. Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward to
The
next week, and we're like,
better tires. Yeah, better grip.
okay, interesting strategy, man. But we'll definitely look forward to that next week.
Yeah, if there is a possibility for rain, definitely wets.
In Saudi Arabia, I think they've had rain for like 50
Oh
years.
yeah, it's a place. No rain.
You never know though. You never know. Co-masters, maybe. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next guys. We've got a few guys
Yes,
waiting in the wings there. But thanks again for joining us in the commentators booth.
thank,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
We'll
Bye
see
bye.
you soon. Bye. With a few more to get free, Bob here. So I'm trying to.
Yeah. I was gonna say I need to hop off soon.
Yeah, no worries, man. If you want to pop off now, I can get the rest of these done.
All right.
Um, yeah, so I appreciate you doing the comms today, and
No worries, Chief. You know I'll be here,
yeah,
and I'll be here next week as well.
exactly. Yeah, we'll hear you from you again next week. So there you have it. Bob is off for now, but I'm gonna stay on here and get Samim, our gamer. Oh wait. Oh my god. Just brought in Crawley voice again there. I'm gonna bring in Samim.
Oh,
So yeah, Samim, sorry, I just having a moment there, senior moment. Yeah, Samim, so you're in the commentators booth. Bob has left me, but I'm still doing the interviews here. I just want to find out from you. I mean, it looked like it was chaotic out there today. I think chaotic is a nice, safe word to describe what happened out there. You seem to be in the mix quite a lot, but yeah, it just seemed like there was a lot of aggressive driving over the line stuff again. So yeah, just tell us about your point of view, how you experienced that race.
my race was actually going pretty bad because actually the race was for me good, but with one shot quali and F2 in the setup screen there is a button, and if you press that button you confirm your setup and
Oh yeah.
you cannot change anything anymore. And
Oh
I've done
no.
that twice now this
No,
season.
not again.
Yeah. I've driven the race with a default top speed setup, which was horrible. Sprint race, my start was really good. I was up in P3, and Dice was spinning in front of me, but yeah, he was spinning and he was sideways on the road, so I couldn't go anywhere and I couldn't avoid him. So I ran into him. So broke my wing, had to box. Box safety car came out. In the end, I still managed to get points, so was quite good for me. Managed to overtake Dice as well back there. And for the future race, I started P7, I think. Made some moves, tried to keep my position, but I got some time penalties really early because I was just not feeling it on this track and this car. And then the safety car came, so I gambled for the wets. So during the safety car, I managed to get back into P1 from P11, which was really surprising, but there was no way to hold it with the default top speed setup. So Mappo came flying by, Futuristic came flying by, and McKender as well. So content with P5 there. For me, not a lot of. I saw front wings flying, but fortunately not my competitors or not my front wings. But from what I've seen outside of the car, it was pretty chaotic. Yeah, but happy to stay out of that.
Oh, that's good to hear, yeah, because I thought you were caught up in a lot of that carnage, but maybe not.
Where? Which one?
Oh, just like throughout the race, it just seemed like maybe it's one of those ones where it looked worse than it actually was. Because we spoke to a number of drivers, and they were like, "Actually, no, I had a good time." I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe they're the perpetrators, and they're just like trying to cover their tracks. But yeah, I'm sure the FAA will look at it anyway. But I have this feeling about you and our gamer in F2 that your actual potential is not being realized. Like you're saying, you've loaded the wrong setup, or default setup for 2 races in a row. So obviously that's gonna already put you on a disadvantage on the back foot. And our gamer as well. I think he's just been caught up in a few incidents. Like today, the wet conditions at the very end of the race, very hard to call that. Didn't come out his way, but up until then was looking like he might win that race. So yeah, how do you feel you can do if everything goes right and you do get a setup loaded, for example?
Well, to come back to your previous point about incidents, I mean, for me, no incidents. I wasn't involved in any, but I saw a lot happening. But it was chaotic as well, so I understand why some people might think that. In regards of the strategy calls and the setups and everything, I mean, it's still, even with the right setup, it's gonna be hard to keep up with some of the faster guys. But obviously, they're not gonna help you as well. And regarding AR, he had an amazing race, just keeping up or working together with Love in the front. But when the call came to make a pit stop, yeah, they didn't take action and they stayed out, which came back to bite them in the ass. So I mean, it's just an unlucky strategy call. But if you make unlucky strategy calls consistently, you're gonna end up like Ferrari. So I mean. I mean, the luck will come back at one point, but he was just unlucky with that strategy call. Should have boxed, but the weather was kind of unpredictable and unclear. You could argue, but yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's another one of those races for him where he's looking back on, yeah, I should have bloody pitted. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. Moving on to next week in F2, we've got Jeddah. It's going to be an interesting circuit for these F2 cars. How do you feel about that one? I think you're one of these guys that actually likes Jeddah, aren't you?
I love Jeddah, but I love it at the speed you drive with F1, and I haven't tried Jeddah on F2 cars. I know I'm good with F1 in Jeddah. I know I'm good with F1 in Belgium, but today has proven otherwise. I think I was feeling quite bad with this car and this track. But we'll see next week. I have good hopes like I had this week, but we'll try to make the best out of it anyway. I mean, P2 in the championship for constructors is definitely possible with AR, so we're aiming for that, and I'm looking forward to Jeddah. It's a good track.
Good stuff. Love to hear it. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow in Tier 2 as well, alongside your teammate in that series as well, our gamer. But speaking of our gamer, I'm going to bring him in next. So, Sammy, thanks for joining us in the commentator's booth, and we'll speak to you soon, I'm sure.
See you soon, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers. So, yeah, last but not least is our gamer. We finally got you in, bro. Been waiting for this interview the whole time. This is the big one. I'm not going to play any music.
You have done like 14 drivers now, interviews on the last one.
Yeah, I was even messaging ones that are offline. Come on, bro.
Anyway, but our gamer.
Yeah, anybody would argue. No, I mean, I was saying the same. I mean, it looks like, yeah, misfortune once again today. Just that strategy call in the feature race was looked like a tough one to call, and you and the Loft both seemingly making the wrong decision. I mean, looking back, does it seem kind of obvious now, or do you think, yeah, it was just down to I don't know, making the wrong call, making the wrong gamble?
Honestly, like now looking back at it, I should have put it. Of course, yeah, you can like, but when he was like in P1 and P2, like it's just so hard to do that. To pit like I think everyone put it and when it was dry, so it's kind of like a big gamble. But my engineer just stopped giving me info at the end. He just stopped working. I don't know why. It seemed to be maybe a Ferrari strategist, and the only call I got to pit was after the rain was like pouring on my car. So I think I blame Prema Racing for their bad call on the strategy. Yeah, I take no blame there.
And I'm thinking back to the sprint race as well. If I remember correctly, you got a bad start. Is that right?
Oh yeah, sprint. Yeah, I forgot how to start actually. I kind of spaced out a bit, and I think Zabson just went right past me, and I think I then outbraked myself and with no space in turn one, so I just went wide, and then Zabson braked for some reason into Uruj, and Love hit him, and I hit Love, and then we go side by side, and Mapo just goes through us and hits me, and I just go through barriers, and I get front wing damage, and then Joel comes spinning into me. He was DNF'd, I think, into Rouge, and he hits me, but I had no damage there, so it was, I think, sprint with front wing damage, red on the left, but it was not that bad. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it looked
Just
like
unlucky.
it looked like there were some fun battles out there. It did look a bit over the line in some scenarios, but yeah, lots of great battling, especially in the feature race between you and Loff. And it's unfortunate that we weren't able to see how that would play out.
I
What
love.
was what was the long term plan there? What like were you thinking last lap? I want to be behind him so I can get him on the camel straight and bring it home.
No, we were just saying like if someone is close, just go ahead, and the next lap if someone other is close, you just go ahead, so we lose less time to the guys behind. There was zero fighting at all. If you were ahead into the second sector, you just lead it the into Rouge and the DRS straight, and if you're close, you just overtake. There's no defending. We were like working together so we could pull away, but sadly, when the safety car came in, it's kind of just nullified our whole gap and kind of put us in a very difficult position, sadly.
Yeah, but come on, we all have that racer, and it's like, I mean, you're thinking, oh, I'll work with this guy, but like you got potentially a race win on the line, so maybe last lap, that cooperation goes out the window, and you just send it on each other.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, like if I was me, I would be like, I want to be behind this guy on the last lap for the run out of Vue Rouge and get him on the Camel Straight. So, yeah, I'll be kind of like trying to figure out which lap do I need to be behind him on to be on behind him on the final lap. And at that point, I'll probably crash the car because I can't really think about two things when I'm slow driving.
Oh, honestly, like I was willing to give him the win because I don't know, like reserving first time and winning an F2 race, it would be like hilarious and just like a big statement. So I really just if someone was ahead into the last corner, he would win easily. Like I was not really wanting to fight any battles, but sadly, no one, neither of us won the race, so it kind of maybe made it easier to take not to fight at the end. But yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like first of all, the sprint, it was a bit of a hard because I had like front damage, so I had very much understeer. But in the feature, it was just so much fun in the wet. Honestly, like I had so much fun. Like I think P11 or P12, so I had nothing to to win. So I was just pushing every breaking point. I was pushing every traction zone. I was just literally driving like sideways every corner. It was so fun, and I think got P4 by the end. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm an F2, not fun. I don't practice much. I just do a couple laps in TT. So if I have fun, I'm willing to do that. But sadly, I've lost too many wins now. But more to come, I think.
Yeah, that's what was kind of said in the Samim. It seems like your true potential in F2 hasn't been realized yet. We're looking like it might have been a win today, but yeah, once again, just didn't go your way. We
Yeah,
do
that was a good.
I was just going to say about the Tier 2 race tomorrow. Obviously, that's it's a different race altogether. It's a different track. But are you thinking you might be able to redeem yourself there, maybe?
Spicy. So for F2, for Tier 2, I've been sweating the whole week. I've been tryharding. I've been doing TT. I've been doing GB mode. I've been doing, reviewing others' laps. I've been, on it. And I think I have a good pace. In TT, I have a 14.8. But in short quali, I have I think 15.1 PB. But yeah, I think if I don't spin, and I don't spin, I have a bit of a spinny setup for tomorrow. But it's gonna give me a bit of a pace advantage. But you need to be on it to drive like an aggressive setup like that. But I think Tonari is struggling. Oh, not struggling, but he's a bit slower than me in the practice. And Matt has been struggling with the controller. Mexico's not really controller-friendly track. As seen with Kiko last season, he qualified P12, and Kiko is like a mega pace guy. He's always super fast. So if someone like Kiko qualifies P12, like the track is really not suited for controller. So I expect Matt to be not fighting for the win or pole, but I think maybe Room Cruiser, Smelto, Basco, Tonari also is a big rival in Tier 2, and I think it'd be a much difficult race compared to just practice. In practice you can do like amazing laps, but in the race you just pretty different environment, and you need to be on it to get the win. And I hope to redeem myself, because in Tier 2 I've been winning race. I am bottoming the second race, winning the third, bottoming the fourth. Now the fifth race. I think the pattern says I will win, so I will trust the pattern to win.
I
found a lot.
One thing I found very interesting what you said there. You mentioned all the contenders, your competitors, but you never mentioned Samim. So you think Samim is no chance of winning tomorrow?
Same. I don't know. He doesn't like F1 anymore, but he doesn't really practice as much. Sadly, so he only practices 1 hour before the race, and he's 1 hour practice, and he does podiums and P4 and P5. This definitely pacer. He's just not doesn't have the motivation to practice a lot. But yeah, he will still be there like always. But if he goes alternate strategy like always, he goes always medium to hard. It kind of ruins his chances at the end, because if you start on the mediums and you don't have that high pace at the start to pull away, you're literally stuck with the hard runners.
Yeah.
So you literally you're driving hard tires. So you're literally wasting your best tire at the start, where you should be actually doing the hard strategy at the start to just stay with the terrain and finish at the mediums with the end and fight for the win, for the podiums. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, I'm just thinking it's sad to hear Samim's motivation is dipping a little bit, because you guys as teammates are really good. So I mean, I really hold you at fault for his lack of motivation right now, because you should be driving him to coaching him and being helping him with his motivation, pulling him out of the mud, as they say over here.
Honestly, the second half, I think he will be much more motivated, because I think he told me he likes the other half, or the half circuits more than the first half, and he's driver in Belgium, he mega driver in Zandvoort. He has good pacer. So I expect Samim to be back fighting hard in the second half of the season.
See, I call it the iRacing effect. You know, when you play F1 and then you play iRacing, you're like, oh, I'm gonna play a lot more iRacing now, and I'm not gonna practice as much for F1. But I think it translates over as well. I think iRacing, you know, you obviously are getting better with the pedals and the steering and all that stuff. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it definitely will improve him as a driver. But yeah, you do need to get the practice laps in, especially when you hear like the likes of yourself and uh, Matt grinding away. Obviously hungry for the win, but that's what you got to do to win a title or get some results. But yeah, I'm just aware that we've been chatting for a while now, and there's no one listening, so I'm just going to end the stream here. But I'm going to throw you out first. Thanks, Our Gamer, for that interview. It was a good one.
Yeah, no worries, man.
As you know, I'm a big fan of your interviews.
Oh, thank you. It's like a famous specialty for me, and I followed Tipsy with long interviews, and it'll be even longer in the goodbye. But I hope everyone tunes in for tomorrow tier 2, and good luck to Love, Matt, and Samim in Sebring 12 hour in iRacing on I think Sunday or Saturday. So, yeah.
Yeah, good luck to the guys. But Our Gamer, it's been a pleasure, and we'll
Yeah.
speak again soon. Bye for now.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Yes. That's it. We are done for another race. Interviews went on for a bit there, but I just wanted to get everybody in with a chance there, because yeah, it's good to talk, as Bob Hoskins would used to say. Only tipsy Bob will get that reference, so only old people will get that reference. Thanks to anyone who's still listening or who's listening back later on. We are going to Tier 2 tomorrow. We're going to Mexico this week for the Tier 2 and Tier 1 races. But next week, Jeddah, we return with F2. And it'll be myself and Bob on the mic once again. So, yeah, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done already, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Tier 2 race and next week at the same time for that F2 race. It's been a pleasure once again. Ocean Chief signing off. And yes, I did refer to myself in the third person. Bye.